day 2 at Wagga Wagga for the Nationals. It's the second day of the sub gauge. It's 410 bore today. 28 gauge yesterday didn't do so well. I buggered up the video trying to show how to put the tubes in, so I will do a video for that to show you how we do it in 410. I know my shooting friends will know all about this, but if you don't know, this is how it's done. And I will also put a video that I previously made on the explanation of the sub gauge itself. As for conditions today, windy. We're in the double digits for temperature, which is a bit better. No frost, thank goodness. But I'm going to have to get my jacket on because the wind is going straight through this jumper. But anyway, next time I talk to you, be on the field. See ya. Right, hopefully I got this right today and I haven't buggered it up with another time-lapse video. Right, so, just so you're aware, the gun comes in 2 pieces. I think most people are aware of that. We'll put them together. 4-end other stock in the assembly, and then the barrels with the 4-end on it. So, I still have my 28 gauge tubes in there from yesterday, which are in here. And which way is the best way to see it? And they have to come out. So we use a special device called a hammer. Right, so that's the tubes. They're the 28 gauge ones. They're an older one. They're not the ultralight ones, which I prefer, which are what my 410 bore ones are. So we'll get the 410 bore ones in. The first thing we have to do is give the gun the barrels are clean on the inside. So I just use a snake. It's got little wire bits on it. And this barrel, it seems to come up really well. So just get that cleared out. Now the barrels were pretty clean actually, so that's all good. So now we're going to put the tubes in there. So these are a Briley. That one's coming as the top 410. So that goes straight in. Now it does have ejectors built into it here. You can see the ejectors. So you just have to match the ejector up with the ejector on the barrel. There. Oh. Hey Dave. Hey mate, how are you? Good. So then it gets tapped in. So there's one in there, and then we put the second one in, the other barrel. Simple as that. Together. 4-end goes on, and we're right to go. Nice and easy. This is a 12 gauge. This is the normal round, what considered the normal round. Carries, has 28 grams of lead normally. Can have 24 grams of lead for ISSF shooting. Can have more than 28 grams of lead. A lot of Americans prefer it, an ounce and an eighth, which I think is about 32 grams. So anything smaller than that is considered sub gauge. So we'll head down one size to 20 gauge. So we'll move that aside, and that's the 20 gauge. This one as a standard carries 24 grams of shot, lead shot or steel shot. Of course it is just a little bit smaller in diameter, as you can see, but very much the same length. And quite similar in its punching power. We then go down even smaller to the 28 gauge. Definitely got a reduction in recoil. This one has 21 grams of shot in it, 21 grams of lead, and as you can see, it's a little bit longer as a shell. And then we go to our little tiniest one, which is the 410 bore. It's not a gauge, it's bore. And you can see it's back to the same length as the 12 gauge and 20 gauge. It carries 14 grams of lead, so half of the 12 gauge is in that one. It is by far the hardest gauge that we shoot. in Skeet, because 12 gauge just isn't hard enough. So how do we use them in a gun? We've actually got tubes that fit inside the barrels because they all have centre fire primers in them. So as long as the firing pin stays in the middle, we can still hit it with our firing pin. That's why we have tubes in there. They're all the same primers too, mostly, so there's no difference in that. It just comes down to the wads, the amount of powder, the type of powder, and of course the quantity of lead. On to layout 7 for the 410. It's just the four of us again, same as yesterday. Put my rain jacket on to stop the wind getting through. It's shocking. The boys are all here, just getting their refs ready and getting their sheet ready. Let's see what's going on. We're about to kick off. Just, shooter number 1, Nathan Campbell. What's your home club?
International Clay Target Club, South Australia.
In Adelaide? Yeah, that's right.
In Adelaide.
And tell us about the gun you got. What are you shooting?
Shooting a Kohler, Skeet Nats, 32-inch barrels. It's got a all the tubes in, so everything just feels like 12 gauge.
Okay. And who won the doubles in South Australia in 2019?
I did.
Yeah. Who won it in 2020?
That was you, Rooster.
Hey, look at that. We've got something in common. Good luck, buddy. Just heading out for the second 50 in the 410. I'm here with shooter number 2, Wally Clark.
Hey guys.
Tell us about yourself, Wally. What's your home club?
At the moment international, but soon to be Caboolture.
Really? Coming to Queensland?
Absolutely, my friend.
Seen the light. What do you shoot with? What's your gun?
A Beretta DT11 ACS.
Okay. What's your best achievement in shooting so far?
Oh, running Michael Buttigieg at the SA Championships, and unfortunately got over me, but that's life. It was a great experience.
It's good to get there, isn't it? Eh?
Absolutely.
Thanks, mate. Shoot well.
Take care. Late in the day, I've just done some practice to get back in the swing of 12 gauge after the 410 ball. Hit 86-100, the same score as I did with the 28 gauge. The difference being when I hit 86 out of 100 with the 28 gauge, I finished equal 72nd place. But today with the 86-100 and 410, I finished at equal 41st place. So up the ladder a fair bit there. So tomorrow they've got Australian team thing, state team shoot, official opening ceremony, and then just a 50 target handicap event. I'll try and explain handicap. It's going to be a bit hard to explain it to non-shooters. It's hard enough to explain it to shooters. But yeah, back to 12 gauge for now. I had some 20 gauge to do later on. So anyway, ciao for now.